Ooh, welcome one, welcome all to episode 301 of the Xbox Expansion Pass, recorded on Saturday, December 6th, 2025. I'm your host, Luke Lohr, the InsipidGhost, not joined by one Captain Logun today, but instead, Jesse Norris, the reviews editor for Xbox Era, and Mr. Joseph Moran from the Trophy Room, person that exists. We hope you enjoy the show. Today, we'll be talking about the Game Awards and Xbox's rather large presence there. We'll be discussing some of the big Game Pass gets and losses of this month and some heavy rumors that are entering us into 2026. As always, we hope you enjoy the show. Gentlemen, we like to start the show by offering words of kindness to those who have made our gaming weeks better. But first, how are you both, my friends?
Joseph, you go.
I feel good. We just had a victory in Arc Raiders. We took down a queen. Right. A hollowed victory because the trophy didn't pop. And Bart, come on. Get it together. There's 2 trophies that will not pop for this game for me. And that's a bummer. But what an achievement. What a game. I love it so much. 130 hours and ain't getting boring in the slightest. So I'm doing good, though I'm already suffering from withdrawals.
Yeah, it's such a good game. Such a good game. I got some flack, by the way, for my short that I put out saying that it was my game of the year. Shocker.
So you love AI slop.
No, it wasn't even AI stuff. They're just like, I feel bad for you. You don't know games. This guy's trolling.
I mean, social media is not real.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man, I didn't play the 50 some odd games this year that my Discord says I did. It's crazy. Crazy.
It's not Expedition 33. It doesn't count.
That's true, but Expedition 33 is definitely showing up big at Game Awards, I'll tell you that. But Jesse, do you have any words of kindness for us this week, my friend?
Man, I wish. So I'm reviewing something right now that, if you remember Balatro last year, kind of came out of nowhere. No one ever heard of it. But I had it in, Jesus Christ, like Expedition 33 this year. I beat Expedition 33 3 weeks before it came out. And I had at least 4.5, 5 weeks before I could talk to anyone about the story in it. It drove me crazy. But Balatro last year was just like this revelation. Oh, shit, this is so much fun. Holy crap. No one's heard of this. It just had a little demo that I was like, this is neat. I really want to review this. And it's the first time I talked with PlayStack and all them. Sent me a lovely little Balatro calendar.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got a bunch of pictures of good old friend Ben Starr, a short king. Not surprised. I freaking towered over him at Summer Games Fest. But
that's
thank you, PlayStack. They are very nice to work with.
Yeah. Our 5'4" brothers in arms. We may not be able to reach the highest cabinets, but we have the tallest of hearts.
It's not true at all. It's not true at all. You know.
Well, you didn't ask what my kindness thing was.
I was letting Jesse finish. That's all.
I'm so sorry.
Joseph Moran, who's made your gaming week better, my friend?
Thank you. It's really more a moral quandary that I offer the audience. Audience, let's just say there was a team, and I'm not going to say who, that we were playing Arc Raiders, right? And we were getting jumped by a team, and we were deciding to go either left or right.
I see what was happening here.
One of us wandered off to, quote, place a trap, and they got shot, and we had a fight, okay? The 2 others go over and fight, and the other runs forward, not telling the team, and dies. And then that squad wipes us, but right after they wipe us, they get third party and they died. Whose fault is it?
It's already too long of a story. Nobody's tracking it. Here's the deal, guys. I went out to place a trap. I went too far. People came in and came to get us. Joe made a terrible tactical error in pressing. He got killed. We got killed. All just a cascade of failures on our part. But it was a great learning experience because not 20 minutes ago, we took down a queen just ourselves. So, what are you going to do? Don't let Joseph Moran ruin, destroy what was an amazing experience for us. I'm telling you, I love this game. Arc Raiders is awesome. And I don't know why he's offering words of kindness to the quandary there. Shame on you.
Those are words of not kindness.
That's right. Yeah, that's rude. Don't ruin my show, Joe. Ugly. Oh, goodness. So it goes. So it goes. I want to give a big shout out to people in chat real quick. Clutch Kwando in the house. I see Mr. Jesse Norris hanging out with us as well. The lovely and amazing Nissa Hauer, fresh off her appearance on the Nerd Chat, as well as one X-Bacon Gaming, Nicholas Johnson, and the Portal Player. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Nicholas Johnson reminding everybody to hit that like button. Please do so. It helps us out. Gents, I got to give words of kindness to somebody. I was bleary-eyed and exhausted last night trying to play games on my Steam Deck, but I just was like fading away, and I got a little beep on my phone, and my phone doesn't beep very often. And I checked, and one Matt Valdez from our community dropped a $200 super thanks on our episode.
What?
Seriously.
Wow.
$200 super thanks just for making the show. He sent me a private message thanking us for making content for 300 episodes, for giving him on-demand Xbox talks and stuff. But I got to tell you, man, that really made my day better. Not because of the high amount, which is certainly very helpful. I'm not even going to pretend like it's not, of course. But just the fact that he sent a super thanks a week after, because he finally got to it. And Matt Valdez has been with us for a very long time. So I was just very appreciative of that. That made my week better, because 300 episodes is a long time, right? Like, that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot of content, a lot of work. And it's really cool just to have that. So thank you, Matt Valdez. You made my gaming week better, my friend. Yeah, very much so. Very much for that. Santa Matt.
Was that you, Jesse?
Yeah, I got.
Wizardry.
Speaking of incredibly nice community members, I have a Go XLR sent to me by Korkenstein. He just sent it to my house. I was like,
oh,
okay.
Very cool.
Thank you. That's like $400.
Yeah,
maniac.
Korkenstein's a great person as well. Yeah.
Now he has my home address. I hope he doesn't kill me.
Well,
I need a PO box.
You probably should. You probably should.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was just a really cool thing that he did for us, and so I was appreciative of that. So, but I'm also appreciative of you guys, because Logan's out of town this week. I have no idea what he's doing at this point. Now that he's in the same town as his girlfriend, it's like he wants to spend time with his loved ones.
Oh,
crazy! Can't believe it. And I fully encourage it. Spend time with your family. Spend time with the people that love you. In the meantime, you guys were kind enough to come in, hang out with me, talk some games in a week where I wasn't expecting a lot of big news, because a lot of publishers have gone quiet. However, Xbox had a reasonably big presence at this year's Game Awards. Maybe not in the ways that you would think, but they are there. We got some predictions there, a lot of Game Pass news, and then kind of late breaking yesterday, Netflix and WB signed a deal that means a lot of game studios have potential to be affected as well. So we do have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about over the next hour. I thought we would start with kind of just at first some of the simple stuff. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was 2025's biggest third-party launch onto Xbox Game Pass. It was massively picked up by a number of people in just the first 30 days, and really offered a big incentive for people to check out Game Pass. And it showed there's a lot of value in, turn-based RPGs arriving. Expedition 33 also up for a number of game awards. That has to be Xbox's big win for Game Pass this year, is Expedition 33, no?
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't
big pause real quick. Freight Conductor dropped 10 XEP memberships, gifting out. There it is. Thank you, Freight Conductor. You were also very generous last week. Thank you, my friend. You're genuinely amazing. I see so many cool people got memberships thanks to you. Thank you. So, Jesse, right before I spoke those words about the gifted membership, you said it doesn't count. What do you mean?
Online discourse. People will always find a way to shift things so that it doesn't actually, it's not a positive.
Oh, I see.
It's in spite of the service, it was still able to do great. Or like they tried to kill it by putting Oblivion Remastered out there. And it's like, it doesn't, the internet's not real most of the time. It was amazing. Game Pass is one of the few bastions of third-party funding left. Like, no one else is pumping $1 billion into third-party content every year. From what has been intimated to me, when Xbox made $5 billion on Game Pass, they spent $1 billion and then would account for their first party roughly another $1 billion. So it's very profitable, which people will never accept. But yeah, for the people there, this small team that had a lot more financial backing than most small indie games, a lot more experience, which is why it's a very weird thing that it's in the indie categories. But also, like Baldur's Gate 3 was technically an indie. They're not owned by a big company, but they were licensing a huge IP and had $100 million plus budget. So to see anything doing great right now, and their metric of the most unique players in the first 30 days is their important one, even if everyone's always going to look at sales first and foremost. Lots of games like this, the more players you have, especially the more unique ones you have, the more extra money you get. So it is very important, and I imagine that was a huge boon to the incredibly good team at Sandfall, because, boy, I've absolutely loved that game. Online discourse about it has gotten a little annoying, but that always happens with everything. It happened with Baldur's Gate. Like, I really like Baldur's Gate. Yeah. But this is going to change the industry. It's like, no, it's not, man. There's not going to be more turn-based games. Like, there's just not. There's not. And Baldur's Gate was a culmination of 15 years of Divinity building up that engine. It's the only engine that can do what they did, type of thing. Like, no one else has that. No one else has the team to use it. But it is really cool.
Yeah, it's a really awesome achievement. And I think the one thing that you noted is like, while it is really awesome and great and all that jazz, it's also not going to like push the needle the way people think it's going to push the needle. Because like, it sold 5 million copies. That's a great number. Fantastic number. And it's done gangbusters on Game Pass. Awesome. But, that would still be a disappointment to Square Enix. That would still be a disappointment, perhaps, to even Ubisoft, right? Like, so I think one of the things that we have to do is kind of recalibrate how we view success, because yes, Sandfall and Expedition 33 is a huge deal. It does deserve the praise, and we can stop the buck there. Because success at Sandfall and Kepler means totally different to someone like EA. But as gamers, I think we should celebrate what the victory is for them, more so of like the ripple effects it may or may not have in the future, because we truly don't know. But I think what excites me is that we're at this like precipice in the industry, I feel like, in games where, and it's been happening for a while now, where these big publishers matter less and less and less and less, and these smaller or AA size teams, you're starting to see more and more of their impact, and that's the thing that I think excites me. That's the thing that I take out of Sandfall. That when we take a look at, like, and I know the Keeleys don't mean much, but like, take a look at Game of the Year that year, there's an awful lot of, hey, this is a small team, type studios there.
And while it doesn't matter as an award, it is huge for them, for their future, for making money being in this 100%. Thing. It's a huge marketing event. That's always what it's been.
Yep. And I think when we get to like the other prestige shows like DICE, I think you're going to see the same. I think this is a cool moment to celebrate these wins for these developers. And also like the dumb narratives online that like Game Pass, like hurt sales or whatever. Cause like they signed the deal. You know what I mean? I even as the PlayStation guy, I hate the argument, and I see it in my chat sometimes of like, I can't support this game because they signed a deal with Game Pass. Well, then you're not supporting the developer like you claim you did.
The main people who say they love supporting the devs also are like, and I wait for it to be 90% off on Steam. Like, 100%. If you actually want to support them, just go ahead and buy it. It doesn't matter if it's on Game Pass. You also used to get a little bit of a discount, not as much anymore, I don't think. But like, you look at Raw Fury. Like, every game they put out now is going on Game Pass. If it was bad and hurting them, they wouldn't do it. The repeat customers let you know they are making money. This is one of the only ways. Ron Gilbert, classic, Monkey Island, cannot get his new game funded. Yeah. No one's funding anything. Like, people always joke to us we should make a console wars video game. I'm like, I bet you there would be 0% chance of us finding the money to make that. I'm sorry.
I mean, was it one of the Mass Effect guys, I think, even, or they were just like, trying to make an RPG in the likes of Mass Effect, I believe, and like they're just like, yeah, no, we gotta shut this thing down. No, we can't find any funding. When you see like legendary folks can't even get their game off the ground, like, man, we're in a very dangerous time in the industry for devs. And so like, yeah, I think these moments here really echo the wins that we need to kind of count, because it's rough out there for so many.
I agree. I didn't want to interrupt your big points there because this is a heavy topic. I do want to give a quick thank you to Todd Oxtra for dropping in $5 super chat saying, "Happy Festivus. I hope you and Joe have an airing of grievances. The war never ends and war never changes, Todd. It never ends and it never changes." I also want to thank Split End 89, my boy David, for being a member for 18 months. Yeah. Oh, guys, keep an eye on gamingtrend.com. He's got some cool stuff from Razer to show. But KCD2 Supremacy, he says, and that's pretty darn cool as well. Yeah, I saw some of the stuff he's working on with Razer. I was like, ooh, okay, cool, neat. Did I mention that Razer sent this bad boy over?
No,
This is the Wolverine V3 Pro, but it's the esports green. Okay. And I'm working on a video now that school's winding down, talking about my experience with the Wired Tournament Edition, as well as this one that I hope to put out in about 2 weeks' time. I'm really excited because I like it a lot. I like it a whole lot. So
nice. Love to see it.
Yeah. But going back to the idea of games being funded and how difficult it is, and looking at some of the praise that's being heaped on Expedition 33, meanwhile the AAA industry is struggling mightily. I think it's fascinating to see that a turn-based game that Ubisoft said, no, it couldn't be done. We don't want to do this. I think Square also said something similar at one point, is up for Game of the Year, is up for all these accolades, was able to put out this incredible soundtrack, an incredible cast of people that are recognizable and really seem to be invested in it. It's fantastic. And then I look at something Todd said also just now. Glenn Schofield said he probably would never make another game after Callisto Protocol due to development environments. And yet now he's out there pitching for Dead Space 4 and trying to get stuff because it's just not happening.
Is also dead, as Insider Gaming reported. They're not doing anything with it because that remake was amazing and it sold real bad.
And that's devastating to me, truly, because survival horror is in its renaissance right now. You look at Chronos New Dawn, you look at Silent Hill 2 going everywhere. Finally, Silent Hill 1 remake on the way. Resident Evil 4 was a massive hit. That game's fantastic. It runs well on almost everything, including my Steam Deck. And then you have Requiem coming through, also fantastic. Like, I'm really sad to hear that there's not more Dead Space, because that Dead Space remake was incredible. And Callisto Protocol had potential. It missed the mark. It needed time in the oven. But also, I want to point out Brett Robbins, for one of our darlings at XEP, was Immortals of Avium. That team was a former big team making stuff, and they couldn't sell big and get funding for the next stuff. And that's a bummer. So it really does frustrate me to see that, these teams with talent, teams with name panache, with good ideas and reasonable budgets just aren't making the money. And the counterpoint to that, gentlemen, Ball Pit, Vampire Survivors, Raw Fury's Total Chaos going on to Game Pass. I'm so excited to play that game. These mid-budget, low budget, and I use that in air quotes, a relative term, doing really well. So it's just a difficult game to play, a difficult element to be making games in general.
Yeah, so. The biggest fight is always for your time. And if you've got a team of hundreds of people and you've got dozens of contractors or just full-on studios helping you make something, the math is just so over-the-top different and crazy that unless you are a gacha or live service-focused game that takes off in some way, like Arc Raiders, even Arc Raiders, I'm really curious on what their long-term microtransaction feasibility is, because people really want it to look very specific. But the games that make the most money are the ones that do all the IP crossover. And you have limited potential with realistic graphics in that way. And then people will get really mad and cause a huge stink online. But the customer base wants stupid IP crossover. They just do. There's no avoiding it. So if you are if you are Halo Infinite, you lost hundreds of millions by not having an Iron Man outfit and a bunch of other, dumb shit that the community would have lost their mind over, but it would have pulled in the more casual audience. And people are very reticent, and I understand why, to let their big IP do the only thing that actually works right now for large budget games, which is you have to focus on keeping people's attention, and you have to be willing to do the dumb things that they will spend money on. One of the only ways to actually fund this is a game, I put it out, maybe I'll, support it with some patches afterwards, but this is the game, and here it is, and it's like a 6-hour or a 12-hour experience, and it's $50 to $70 is a Game Pass deal. And that's not sustainable for the whole industry because Microsoft's not going to put $10 billion a year into it.
Quick shout out to Red Beast and his kiddos. Hope you're doing well, bud. Good to see you in chat. Good to see you live, my friend. Thank you for always being so supportive of the show. But Jesse, Joe, both, you were talking about like these companies being reticent to do the crossovers. Why don't we see more crossovers within the massive umbrella that is now Microsoft Gaming? Why don't we
kind of getting used to everyone? It's just starting to be all that inter-department collaboration stuff, because when you're mixing those companies together and they still have, Bethesda has 47 PR, Activision Blizzard's on step 3 and Microsoft's on assembly. You're always dealing with different people from the outside, and you're also dealing with different people on the inside. So I think a lot of that type of stuff, it's just going to take time. It's they're together, but only now is the whole Unreal Engine pipeline they have working together with Obsidian, Ninja Theory, the Coalition, even Undead Labs, and they're finally starting to be able to work together a lot on stuff. It's a massive company with 20,000 plus employees. It's a lot of red tape.
Yes, but it seems so easy to say Doom guy, green armor, put him in, give him a Halo skin, right? Put him in there. We're having, and I'm very excited for the Halo 1 remake come out next year.
God bless.
It would be and I'm going to use the word easy out of ignorance, but I feel like outside looking in, consumers, why wouldn't you put a Doom armor in there? Why wouldn't you put Halo Infinite's armor in there? Why wouldn't you give the options? It's a single player experience. Give the options to play in that world as Master Chief with a grapple hook, Master Chief without a grapple hook. Why not? I guess.
Well, that changes the whole fundamental gameplay loop if you have the grappling hook. But just the base looks, I think there's the rumor about a certain Affinity multiplayer Halo thing. I think that is where you'd probably see more of that, because they know we're bringing people in, we're going to PlayStation the first time, here's Halo and Halo, this is just Halo. But hey, you're also going to get this multiplayer thing, which we're probably going to be more open on collaborations with.
Yeah. I think like Todd in the chat says, it's a lot of layers. It's a huge company. And I think there's what Jesse says, it's a lot of red tape. And for us, it's easy. It's well, just get the Bethesda guy on the line and just say, but it's more than that, right? We got to talk to their creative leads. There's notes to be had with their communications person, their lawyer, stuff like that, to make sure it all works. And I think you'll see more of that. I mean, I think we saw an inkling of Doom guy in Tony Hawk, right?
Yeah.
So I think you'll see more of that soon. But I think Jesse's right. I think it takes time, and I think they just got the ship together. It's hollowed out a little bit because they keep firing people, but they got the ship.
It's their overall percentage is normal. They are just so big that it feels worse. But you look at canceled games, fired people, closed studios, percentage-wise, ignoring the actual human cost, which all sucks, they're normal. They're not unhealthy or going crazy. PlayStation has had more canceled games, and I don't think anyone's going to say they're not healthy. They're making more money than ever, and they're doing their best to keep more of it. It's just business is not nice. Business is inherently not your friend. So while you may really like the people in it, they just restructured their whole leadership thing to try and make this type of stuff easier. Because obviously, I know people go after Matt Booty all the time, and he does seem like a weird corpo robot in that friggin' Double Fine documentary. My God, but in person he was very nice. But everyone's very nice in person for the most part. And he seemed normal.
Real diva.
They all seem normal in person, and then you got to remember, they're still evil enough to be popular business people at giant companies, so they can't be that nice.
Exactly.
But they restructured their whole leadership thing not too long ago to try and cut out some of the middle manager issues that they were having. So we'll see how that goes.
I see a lot of middle management issues in my field of work, which is education, of course. A lot of issues between the top and bottom. Yeah, not that top. But I see a lot of middle management issues there. And when you look back at a lot of the coverage about Halo Infinite's, I think the best example, so many layers, so many strange managerial decisions, so many strange structures that kept that, I think, fantastic video game from having the life that it should have had, because the foundation, once it got out there, the foundation was wobbly on the inside, but outside looking in, they had a great game they launched with. They
it was built on a house of cards, and it ended up being people like, oh, they should have just shut down 3-4. They fired everyone. Like most of the management's just gone completely. That's the rebrand. It is essentially a new studio on a different engine with almost entirely different management. You got what you wanted, but it wasn't one big fancy, we're shutting this down and starting this. It's, we're chopping this apart and rebuilding it into this while still supporting the game. But that's why we had a couple years. There's kind of jack squat coming in, and then all of a sudden it was just a flood, and everyone would look at Halo now and be like, wow, this is a great game. But it took too long. And you've got Splitgate's probably going to find out later this month. You get one launch, one initial impression, and it's really hard to bounce back from that.
Yep.
100%.
Agree. Gents, I do want to talk Game Awards, but I'm going to put that kind of towards the back half, as I do want to mention, because yesterday a deal was finalized for Netflix to be purchasing WB. And I find this interesting, relevant, confusing, any number of reactions. I don't know how to react, so I just went and played Arc Raiders instead. Somebody in our Discord told me to go do that, and I did. Shout out to Arc Raiders, by the way. They should totally have a Starfield cosmetic crossover. But with Netflix agreeing to buy Warner Brothers, that includes HBO Max and HBO. It's a deal valued at $82.7 million, which is billion. I'm sorry, billion. I apologize. Thank you. Sorry,
billion.
Right. We see a lot of big IP to include Harry Potter and Game of Thrones, as well as my personal, heart of DC Comics, now falling under the umbrella of Netflix, who have their own big franchises, Stranger Things notwithstanding. I'm very interested to see kind of what happens in the short term. Nothing's going to happen.
This is going to take a year just to try and even get going. Like, they have to divest the whole Discovery side. So I know Paramount's all like, hey, we're offering more, but they're offering more for the whole thing. Whereas this is just the Warner Brothers side. And then you can still go and divest and sell the Discovery side for a bunch of money too. So,
right. Now, Netflix and Warner Brothers put out emails to their stakeholders yesterday, their consumers yesterday. Nothing's changing for a while. And honestly, guys, think Activision and how long it took for us to even get a wink of that happening in the Xbox world. Not to mention Game Pass looking right at you, Activision. But Netflix will now, or Netflix has a gaming division that has had mixed success, in some places very big, some not. I'm very curious to know what this will do for the gaming world. You've got WB, which has really struggled with their gaming division. They have the incredible Hogwarts Legacy, some fantastic IP with the Arkham franchise that has been grossly mismanaged with Suicide Squad, but then had a great VR title in Arkham Shadow. And you just have to wonder what's going to happen with their gaming division and what Netflix wants to do with that.
You want the sad news?
Hit me with the sad news, my friend.
They haven't thought about the gaming division for 1 second.
Now,
they probably won't until.
Are you saying that off the top of your head, or based on something
it was
read?
No, like if you look at the whole presentation they gave to their shareholders, there's just one little tiny square that says gaming. We also get some gaming stuff, but everything else is just about DC and all the IP and everything they get. Like, they don't. This is not a deal for them to get it. So I think the best hope for WB Games is that they don't think about it. And it's just there, and it makes some money, and they don't do anything because all Netflix has done is gone from 6 to 3 studios in the last year. Like they're just they're bad at gaming. They don't understand it. It doesn't work right for them. So I think our best bet would be there's just funding there. There's not the old WBDC mismanagement, which really hit all those studios very hard for a long time with how many, canceled projects because one guy just had no idea what anyone actually wanted. I think the best thing would be good gaming people in place, barely ever talked to by the top. Kind of like the old Xbox, where they were just a little rounding error instead. Yeah, instead of now being 25 billion a year, they were a couple billion at best. Like, we don't even think about them. But it is. Oh man, there was one thing you brought up I wanted to mention. I completely forgot. Damn it.
Well, you think of that. I'll say I think that's also the best bet. I think none of this I like at all. We're just seeing less and less competition. We're just seeing less and less companies. It's just they have way too much pull now. As someone who does enjoy going to the movie theater, that's see, I got my own little bleep. So it's,
and thank you, because PG-13 is where we're at.
That's right. It's all a mess. Exactly. It'll tell us what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of this in the slightest. Now, what happens to WB Games? I think Jesse's right. The best case scenario is they forget it exists. That is the best case, because what is going to end up happening, man? Like, you got some legendary studios there, but you really think Netflix gives a hoot? I don't think they do. So, hopefully they keep making awesome Batman games, Mortal Kombat games, and heck, maybe now they have the Stranger Things, IP. They do something with that.
Stranger Things been taken up by Flight Sim. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, you're right. We'll see Hawkins and Flight Sim.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think that's probably the best case. The worst case is they close most of these studios, or they close them because they try to sell them and nobody wants them.
Yeah, they're not worth anything without their IP.
110%. So
already lost Monolith. Like it stinks. It's not good.
I mean, even with Rocksteady, right? Two of the founders up and left, they're making an Xbox game. Like, yeah, man. I think the best case scenario is they're just,
any studios that are in LA or Montreal or any of these expensive places are in a really rough spot, because you got studios in Spain and Poland and China and Japan that will make you really good games for 1/5 the cost. So it's why IDOS Montreal is essentially becoming a support studio. And I saw people saying like it's Xbox's fault, but it's like, man, they probably would have been closed a while ago if they weren't completely funded to work on Grounded 2 and Fable for as long as they have been. And the same goes for all the money they sent to Crystal Dynamics to work on Perfect Dark until that one was canceled because it was still incredibly far away. Like it's your best bet right now is to not be paid attention to by these giant companies, as they're very busy doing their first very long integrations, and then or very long just trying to actually purchase you and get through the regulatory stuff, and then the very long integration process, which is also incredibly expensive. So that's when they're really looking to cut costs, because it was $1 billion a quarter or something for Activision. Now,
Jesse, watch it. You want to see hope die out of Luke's eyes? You know what this doesn't mean? This means the Snyderverse never going to happen.
Oh, yeah, no.
There won't be a Netflix version of the Justice League or whatever. It's never going to happen, Luke. Stop clicking those articles.
Well, I mean, he was at Netflix and he really bombed with his wannabe Star Wars movie.
Those two sci-fi movies were really bad. Mm-hmm. But
he needs to be reined in. He can make some cool stuff, but he needs to. It's like Kojima.
Yeah, very much like Kojima, and because any visual is incredible. Like you clip any or take any picture or screenshot.
The best movie trailer of all time is still the Watchmen one to Smashing Pumpkins. Like my favorite movie trailer. It's just perfect.
Pretty good. Yeah. And Joe.
Yes.
I got my movie. It's fine. I do think I'll see an animated version one day. Yeah, I'll see an animated version one day, but I don't mind.
This is
I
his
don't mind.
newest
No,
thing.
not a big deal.
I'll
Not a big
see an
deal.
animated thing. Sure you will, dude.
I,
Sure you
look,
are, Grandpa. Let's go.
before
Let's
you,
get
before
you back
you
to
get
bed.
all in your, we saw Tobey Maguire come back, Andrew Garfield
right.
come back. We saw Tim Burton's Batman show up next to another Batman. Like, I don't want to hear it. We saw
I like
Brandon
that
Routh put on a
Supergirl
super
too.
suit. I did too. Brandon Routh put on a Superman suit again. Like, don't pretend like it's not going to happen. It's just, it doesn't need to happen now. That's fine.
It's not gonna happen.
But that we're way off track here. I do want to say though, specific to DC Comics, I think the Arkham franchise was kind of their big money maker for Rocksteady and for DC in the
And it's coming back next
space.
year.
Coming back, I've heard.
No, I mean the Lego Batman game is 1000% an Arkham game. It's just Lego, but when playing at a Gamescom, it is just Arkham.
I'm thrilled for that for a lot of reasons, and I'm day one, big addition, yes. But I have heard the original is getting a remake. I also would just love to see remasters again because those games hold up so well. I've been replaying them on my Steam Deck. I try to do one Arkham game a year just for fun because it's what I love. It's just something I enjoy. Well, it's Christmas time. That means Arkham Origins, and I'm playing it on my deck right now, and it works great thanks to the new Proton update, which it's not supposed to work there at all, and there it goes. But I do think that series continues to have potential. It continues to have potential. Why not take that Metropolis from Suicide Squad, put Superman in there, and use the flying tech from Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy? Why not see that happen or do more with those franchises? Why not see more Harry Potter stuff in that realm? The games, and there's clearly interest, and I wonder why we don't see it happen more. That's all.
They try, and then it gets really big and expensive, and they cancel it repeatedly.
Yeah.
Scope is always just against them because they know what fan expectation is going to be, and to match that, it becomes
follow a trend, and they create the Suicide Squad.
And Suicide Squad still had a fun campaign.
I planted that game, Jesse. I enjoyed myself.
I gave it a good review because I was like, this campaign, much like Marvel Avengers, is a really fun campaign that I like. And I also saw all the leaked story stuff, and it was you weren't actually killing the Suicide Squad, you were killing their clones, and at the end of all the seasons, you unlock the full you unlock the full Justice League. I mean, and you play as all of them in this friggin' game, and it would have been awesome, but then it never happened because they canceled it all.
Yep.
Oh, guys, you have no idea how much my heart hurts just to see what happened to my favorite game franchise of all time.
WB was just horrendously run, and that guy is gone. Who made all those decisions? So, open.
Yep. Is there any game franchise under the now Netflix umbrella, be it from a Netflix standpoint or a WB standpoint, a game that you guys want to see come out, regardless of whether there's one in production? I'm thinking Dark. Tell me about Dark. Why?
It was a German time travel incest show, and it'd be really funny to make that into a game.
Jesus, Jesse.
What? It's an amazing show. It is.
Jesus.
It's 3 awesome seasons. You make a Telltale style weird ass game. It's all these branching butterfly effect realities. You should watch Dark. Don't watch it with the dubs. It doesn't work. Just learn to read if you have to.
Squid Game's Telltale looking game, that would be fun, you know, or make like a Wipeout version of that game. I bet. Anything Stranger Things I would be on board with, but really I think what we really need is another season of Mindhunter, canceled and taken from us too soon. So a Mindhunter game, that would be great.
Technically, the Nemesis system, anyone could use it if they wanted. They always have those types of patents if someone tries to literally use something called the Nemesis system.
I'm for audio listeners, Coffee Jesus said, "Hey Netflix, free the Nemesis system."
Free
it. That was such a great system. Oh,
but it works in very specific ways, and I didn't like the thought of Wonder Woman mind controlling people with her lasso into doing it, which is what they were talking about. And it's like, it was already bad enough with Wonder Woman 1984, where she was banging Ghost Steve Rogers inside another guy's body.
Yeah.
And you know.
Oh man, it hurts so much. Being a DC fan
hurts.
Being a DC fan hurts. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so the long and short of it, this kind of sucks. Hopefully they don't think about the games division and everything will be fine. And hopefully maybe when they do and they want to sell them, the industry's in a far better place.
Fair. Yep. Nailed it. There you go. All right, guys. I do want to talk about Game Awards. for a moment. That's Jeff Keighley's baby. To me, they become less and less important to me personally, but the industry does continue to see benefits from it. Of course, we talked about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 getting a lot of attention. That's 12 nominations this year. A lot of first and third party games that are available on Xbox that are going to be there over at the Game Awards. But quick shout out real quick to the $2 super chat from Willem U. I'm saying that wrong. I'm so sorry, my friend. He says, relaunch Monolith Studios' New Fear. Hey, I'm on board with that. That's a great call. I love the Fear franchise. A lot of games that are on Game Pass are up for awards. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Doom Dark Ages, Outer Worlds 2, South of Midnight, Ninja Gaiden 4, Avowed, all in there, as well as Hollow Knight Silksong, which of course launched into Xbox Game Pass. There's a lot of stuff there that I think is Xbox adjacent. That means a pretty big night for Xbox if you want to take that lens. Maybe that's a bit of copium. Maybe it's not. I'm curious, as I say these things, where you guys are standing on it. Because I think there's a lot of good stuff there from Xbox this year.
I know what Joseph's going to say.
The game of the year.
Joseph? The most represented publisher was PlayStation.
Oh, you're muted himself. Dumb.
Wow.
Oh, look at me. I'm a big dumb idiot. Yeah. Yeah. PlayStation, we're number one. Honestly, you just reminded me. Yeah, no, I don't take much stock in the awards. I'm there for the announcements at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like everybody's kind of like, I think there's like this thing of like, it started as, guys, chill out. It really isn't that important, to people really openly going, it's just a marketing thing, guys. We're just excited we get to see our friends. Like, I don't think anyone truly cares. I don't even think Jeff really cares.
Well, no, if it was about the awards, it would be in February.
Yeah. And instead, here we are. And I can't wait to see what is that door?
Lords of the Fallen 2.
You think so?
Look at their key art. It matches up exactly. It literally has even the teeth that are in the circle.
Let's take a look.
And as someone who absolutely adored Lords of the Fallen, I'm fine with it. But I'm one of the few, I guess. I gave it like a low 9s. I fell in love with that game. It was essentially a new Dark Souls 3.
Damn, no, you're totally right. Just the key art itself.
Yeah. And I loved art. For me, that's great, but it is setting up people for massive disappointment. But that game, it only came out in 2023. They're not going to be ready. Bullshit. They said, bull. They said 2026, because the first game took 3 years. So they're very, very efficient at Hexworks in Spain.
I like Lords of the Fallen.
That was awesome.
I really liked it. That was a great Game Pass game, by the way. I played that on Game Pass, speaking of.
And it's got the full co-op. Like, it's not that they take all the things I don't like about FromSoft games. Full co-op the whole way through. You hit a randomizer built in, even if you're like doing new runs and you just want weird gear and enemies to be all over the place to make it feel fresh. Like, it's a really good game.
I'm looking at all this key art. I'm like,
It's got all the little teeth thing and everything. Like, I don't know. I just think it's Lords of the Fallen. Which is weird, because Jason Schreier keeps saying it's something really cool, and I don't know if he's a Lords of the Fallen fan or not. I was guessing no, because he normally hates everything I like.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right, fair enough.
I want to ask something, and it sounds so odd, but I don't mean it to be. I don't know what the right words are.
Ooh.
Are people in the content creation space very over the Game Awards and Jeff Keighley? Is that just my impression, or does anybody outside of the content creation space even care? Because the numbers go up every year. So is it really like whatever, or is it super important to the industry?
I think maybe a little bit of column A, a little column B. I bet it's important because people get to meet where they normally wouldn't. Maybe they get a little elevator pitch, right? Maybe there's a meeting had that wouldn't have been had on a Zoom. So yeah, at the same exact time, I think all those people are there because they want to not see Lords of the Fallen 2, and they want.
And they almost all had to pay to be there. You only get 2 free tickets if you're nominated.
Well, and I think like seats in the center were like $1,000 or something, like something crazy. So he's really getting high on his own supply, and I think that's part of it as well. It's like it's maybe become a tad too commercial, and that's why people have this kind of laissez-faire type of, well, you do your thing, I'll do my thing type of attitude when it comes to to Jeff's show, because to me it's like, yeah, it's Jeff's show. The real award show is the Platties. Okay.
No one knows what that is. No one cares.
No. The trophy room audience knows, and it's important to them. No, it's really Dice. I like Dice a lot. But, Jeff's show is Jeff's show. We already know who's going to sweep, and I really hope that door is not Lords of the Fallen 2. Sorry, Jesse.
It has a bear,
Sounds
which
like
that game didn't really have bears, so it would be new. But you are the lamp bearer.
So that's bad. You're suspended for that one. Jesse, your take on the value of the Game Awards, please.
It's almost entirely for the announcements. I'm happy for those who win, but the video game of the year lists in general are inherently flawed in a way that cannot be solved because you cannot play everything. It's not a movie. I can't spend a couple of weeks and watch even all the nominated movies. I can't spend a couple of weeks and play all the nominated games, let alone figuring out what games should be nominated. It is just a useless exercise in a small group of friends in what they have played or heard of. Like, just look at the ongoing games. It's just what people have heard of. None of them are playing any of those games. They don't know. They don't give a shit. It's just, okay, I've got to fill out every one of these. What have I heard of? What has my friend told me he liked? It's an exercise in futility based around being a marketing event to sell more stuff before Christmas. The DICE Awards are the ones where there's a little more of a chance, but like inherently no one, I can't, we did a voting stream, and every time that Death Stranding 2 or Ghost Yote came up, I was like, I'd probably really like both of these games, but my kid moved with his PS5, so I haven't played them, so I'm never going to vote for him. Like, just by default, I haven't played any of the games in this category. My vote is kind of pointless, but everyone does it anyways, so it is a useless show as far as determining anything, which is already done because most of the actual categories are really stupid and badly thought out. But it's really good for marketing some smaller games. So hopefully it helps things like Despelote and a lot of the smaller games that have been nominated in various things. People hear of them, they go and they wish list or buy them on sale on various platforms. That is its use. It makes a rich guy named Jeff a lot of money, and some games maybe get some money too.
Yeah. And, for a good example of that is like, I've heard nothing but really great things about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I have played 10 hours of, of that game. It's like, and that game alone is like 100+ hours just to get through the first map. So it's like, they're like, that's why, like, when we were trying to do our little fun award show, we make sure we're telling the audience we're taking the piss out of all of this. So it's all about just us having fun. And even like, if we weren't as busy as it was, I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different with it this year, just because, there's no way you're playing all these games. It's just, there's too many. I don't have enough time. God knows how many games I've beat this year, let alone played. It's been a lot, man. And the games I do want to play, it's like, I want to play Arc Raiders with my boys. That's what I want to do right now. So I'm looking at like the games I got on Black Friday. I have 5 in front of me, 2 installed on my PS5. Am I gonna get all these games? The voice of reason said you're not even gonna get a half of these games. But God knows I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I've done 62 reviews this year, and I still haven't played a lot of the things that are nominated. Like, let alone played through all of them, and it's just pretty much with the console wars dying, like you're seeing a China Hero Project game day one on Game Pass. Like, it's very obvious that the walls are coming down. If you're not Nintendo, people are just like, we really need to make more money on things. Exclusivity is not good enough for everything anymore. Like, you need to be everywhere and do everything. And these awards are the new battleground for finding a list to care about, because comparative lists are everything for this industry.
You'll have a real fun one with this one when in the PlayStation circles. It's like, now that Xbox is dead or whatever, we don't think PlayStation games on PC are good anymore. And I heard in the voices in my head, they told me that PlayStation's gonna stop with the PC ports. I'm like,
They made $1 billion with those. They are not
Right.
stopping. What the hell are you talking about?
They're gonna do more.
And
of
then it
this.
immediately turned into hip hop gamers saying that they're going to have Steam and other operating systems on the next PlayStation. I'm like,
God
no,
bless that.
I mean, if you want a $1,500 PlayStation, I guess there's
Sure.
no incentive for them.
No.
But they'll have a handheld. They're going to try and have different things to grow. Like that is the main thing. Right now they're doing really well maintaining what they had last generation, but that's not good enough. They want to grow and up their margins because their margins are still weak. Like it was like 9% or something last quarter. They want that to be 20, 30. At this point of a generation, they want 30, 40. But the prices never went down on anything.
Yeah.
So
it is funny because it's like, like exclusivity absolutely going the way of the dodo. Like all signs point to that.
and it's only good for us. It is only
Right.
good for customers.
It's like, guys, like if you're a 34-year-old man and you're arguing about that, there is something genetically that went astray. I don't know what to tell you.
You might
It's
be
like,
from the
You were in
movie
Dark.
or the television series Dark. Yeah.
dark.
Yeah. Jesse
A
gets it.
byproduct of.
You're German
So-
with some cross eyes.
Exactly. Good dog. But yeah, so the industry's in a very, very interesting place that I'm wondering what it looks like by the time it gets out of it. It's just interesting. But when it comes to like Jeff shows, yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it because I know I'm going to be up till 1 a.m.
I'm not.
But
I'll watch that clip. I'll watch that recap next day.
well, listen,
Thank you to whomever makes it and does a good job.
Luke, you want some amazing breaking news?
Yeah, man.
Nova Roma coming to Xbox on PC Early Access Game Pass on January 22nd. They just, and I always have to,
Nova.
like every random day, there just seems to be something new coming to Game Pass at some point. It's a little Roman city builder.
Yeah. Okay. I'm seeing it. It's out on Steam
it's on
right
Steam
now.
with
Demo's
yeah.
on Steam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Coming to
That's
Game
funny.
Pass.
The wonderful Games Radar showcase that we co-streamed for 3 hours had a Game Pass game, Mio Memories in Orbit, which looks really cool, but none of the marketing and none of the trailers or anything ever mentioned Game Pass, and it was very funny because that show was sponsored by Game Pass.
That is strange. Todd Oxtra asking a relevant question here. Which version of Game Pass did I mention?
It's only PC, so it'll be Ultimate because it's day one, even though it's early access. So if it is a late port, it'll be Premium and Ultimate. But if it's day one in any way, shape, or form, like even if a game's coming from early access into 1.0, not day one, so it'll be in Premium. Otherwise, it's always Ultimate.
Let me ask you guys this, because we're talking about console wars being dead and what direction and who thinks what OS is going to be available on the next PlayStation. Like, I can't. A hip hop gamer making some statements there, but
he's never been wrong.
Never once, not a
If
single.
you ignore all the other times,
that's right. Let me ask you this, guys. I'm very much interested in the Steam machine. Very much interested. Price notwithstanding, with all the things that are changing from our conversations last week on our shows about RAM, what that's doing, not to mention the tariffs in constant flux, as well as these companies simply not being able to stabilize enough to give us a strong number. I'm interested in the Steam machine, and I'm willing to sell my original Switch, my Series S, and my PlayStation 5 to do so. I like that because PlayStation is my other console, and I haven't booted it up in over a year. I do want to play Wolverine. I anticipate that hitting PC at some point. I just don't, I'm interested. What do you guys think this platform is going to come out price-wise, if you could make a guess right now? Are you guys interested in it? I mean, the Steam Deck just sold me on that ecosystem. And then I've too much invested in my Xbox ecosystem to just leave that either. So that's where my kind of conundrums lie as far as what to do.
Mr. Badbit, what do you think?
Good question. I think so. They already talk about it being more powerful. It's like 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. Not a huge feat, but I think they set that up as a little marketing beat going, it's more powerful, which means more expensive. So I think the terabyte Steam Deck's $550.
No, it's $650.
Oh, it's a $650.
The Steam Deck OLED 1 terabyte with the nice anti-glare screen, which is
There you go.
probably the only one you really want is $650.
$650. So I would say it's $800. This Steam machine. I don't see this thing, success with an asterisk, but I don't see this thing really taking off the way they want it to take off at like that $999 point. But I think if we could get it to the 700, the 800, I think then we're cooking with a little bit of gas. And like, Luke and I were talking before the show. It's like, hey, my Christmas gift, I've been telling everybody, get me Steam gift cards because I want a Steam machine because I'm usually bad at money and I love gaming tech. And I can't help myself. So, I definitely want one, but I would say my out is anything above 8. What do you think, Jess?
I think that I would never buy one because I asked, and I think they're going to send me one. But I mainly asked for the frame. Luke,
you know
I gave you the I just check your DMs. I gave you the contact form. They're very nice. They sent me the Steam Deck OLED, which I just sold to pay for this. But I used it for a long ass time. It was a pain in the ass. It kept breaking on me. It was very annoying. I'm not the biggest Steam fan overall. The benefit would be with how the SSD and RAM markets are going to be going if they can keep the cost down. But they're a company that is not looking to sell a ton of these, as they repeatedly stated from the moment they started showing it. Their target audience are people with Steam Decks who hook them up to TVs. They've never once positioned this as a console. It is a mini PC, miniaturizing PC parts, adds cost to performance. They are not looking to sell 10 or 20 million of these. I bet you like the Steam Deck, if they could, or maybe 10 over its entire lifetime, but also it's probably going to go the OEM route, unlike the Steam Deck, where there are other companies that can make their little boxes of some form and that are built for Steam OS. Like it is a play to fill a niche for their already existing customers more than to get new ones.
My one buddy, he's a big like IT tech dude, and he loves his PC. He's just hyped. He just wants the OS. He's like, I just want it. I don't want to deal with Windows anymore. Windows sucks. And then he's like, I want this. This is going to be excellent for my needs. So like
unfortunate reality.
Talk to me.
Linux isn't plug and play. Even SteamOS isn't plug and play. And if you're going to use it as your computer, it can't, like SteamOS doesn't have printer drivers. It can't run 99% of your peripherals. It is just a gaming focused thing that works in very specific ways. And it is generally runs best on AMD mobile hardware because that's all they've ever built for. If you've got NVIDIA, it doesn't run. If you've got, and NVIDIA's most people, like Bazite's horrible on an NVIDIA card compared to an AMD mobile GPU. So whenever you see those benchmarks, this is 30% better than Windows, it is heavily cherry-picked on hardware and everything like that. There are benefits to it. Windows 11 is annoying. Their whole agentic push is going to die very quickly. No one wants a bunch of AI that's hallucinating all their personal info and controlling shit. It's just not going to work. So I think the best bet for Windows gaming is going to be the Xbox OS, which will fork off from Windows 11, maybe 12. I have no idea what the hell they're going to end up doing with Windows 12, and just be a gaming-focused thing that can then hop over into Windows mode and do all of your other stores.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that excites me about like the future of gaming, right? Like it is becoming like, listen, it's what Xbox, it's what I always say. PlayStation does what Xbox does a few years after Xbox does it and gets the flack for it. And when it's normalized, right? So like the thing that excites me is like, is the idea of like, hey, I take my game from my Xbox, whatever, and I play it on my Xbox handheld, or then I take it and I play it on my iPad, or I go and I take it and I play off the cloud on my work computer. Like that excites me about where the future of gaming is going in that avenue. And that is why, again, like that Steam machine, that Steam Deck that I got behind me, appeals to me so much, so I'm very interested in the Steam machine. I think it has opportunities to really disrupt things, but again, like what Jesse's saying, this thing is not going to be the competitor to PlayStation or whatever. PlayStation's got their own problems to worry about. It's not the $800 Steam machine. I can tell you that.
It's kind of like the smart delivery where people are like, you don't need that, and then it was a pain in the ass on PlayStation between 4 and 5 in the storefront. But Play Anywhere, which is their big push now, and I jump between a handheld, a console, and my PC. And as long as I just give it 3 seconds to upload the save file, it's always there and always works for those games. Yeah. And that is the future, especially when you can then hop onto your phone or your tablet or whatever you have, even the handheld, and just cloud stream the same games most of the time. Like that interoperability, jumping between things, is the way that everyone's going to end up growing. Like Nintendo went and did it with their, we just have one device and we know you guys aren't going to push, we don't push graphics anymore. So now you can play it in your hands, play it on your TV. And that's what people really wanted out of them. And PlayStation and having the exact same rumors.
Anywhere else, we will sue the ever-living out of you. You hear me?
If you're the one who lets other people play it. They're very heavy at going at the sources, thankfully, and not the users.
When I see people go, look, I broke my Steam Deck and it's playing Wind Waker, I'm like, you idiot, keep that to yourself. I would never. That is dancing with the devil, and
that was 360 emulation. Plumber. Like people had 360 emulation running in retail mode, and then they started talking about it, and Microsoft's like, okay, no. The moment you start talking about it and trying to get paid for it, we are going to attack you nonstop, because that is how American copyright and protections and everything works.
Yeah. Hmm. Gentlemen, I want to come back to this idea of the next PlayStation, the next Xbox versus the Steam machine or PCs like ecosystem. But I do want to read our patron supporters first, because they help us keep the lights on and the content coming. So bear with me as I do that, please. Listeners, if you are watching live, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe. Share it out to your friends. Help us continue for another 300 episodes. It would mean us the absolute world. But these fine people have gone to patreon.com/Xbox Expansion Pass and offered their support. We want to give thank you to Glyphier, Jimmy, Matto1606, Matt Valdez, Clutch Kwando, Omen, Jesse Prius, Fado, Aaron G, Nick Bentley, The Scarecrow, Ken Rosing, Fabian Winkler, Regis Stella the Brony Pirate, Rob Frawley II, Tao Zochi, Nicholas Johnson, Randall Thor 19,
Who?
African, Game Positive, Jam Pack Sam, Red Beast, and his kids, Dano 12, DJ Hero, Brendan Myers, aka The Winter Gamer, the Tech Master, Mr. Lord Sir Master James Suddy, and Sony's VP of Marketing, Kevin Butler. Thank you guys for supporting XEP. We appreciate all of you. There you go.
Bring back Kevin Butler.
No, you gotta have giant buses on skyscrapers.
Hell yeah. We were watching old Kevin Butler skits on the Trophy Room Patreon. It's aged like fine wine, gentlemen, like the finest of wines. Bring them back. Let's have fun again. Let's loosen up the ties, man.
You know what I miss from PlayStation marketing?
What's that?
Marcus, PSP.
Yes.
I liked him. He was cool.
Yes.
I love the PSP. I love handheld gaming, man. I just do.
So bring back marketing once they have some more games.
All right. So it's never coming back.
Oh, shit.
Concord edition. Bam. So guys, we talked about the Steam machine. I'm still interested. Jesse's not at all.
Oh no, I'm interested, but only if they just send it, because that'd be very nice to. Because I'm really interested in the frame. Like I like the MetaQuest 3, but the new UI on it is dog. It is terrible. It completely ruined. It just runs like butt now. And I bet you the Steam frame's gonna run real nice. Well, I don't know. We spent $77 billion on the metaverse, so you could have ended homelessness for 30, but whatever.
I'm so worried about VR, and I love VR.
Oh, VR is dead. Valve even said themselves, we're not working on any VR games.
Oof. No Half-Life Alyx 2 for you. So let me ask you this, guys. Steam machine notwithstanding, what do we anticipate seeing from PlayStation 6 and Xbox next? Do we anticipate seeing the ability to play Steam or Epic libraries? Do we anticipate that? I have to imagine with Xbox, yes, based on Windows.
Xbox is everything. Yeah, I mean it's pretty open at this point. Like they're like the Steam machine, they'll have OEM variants. They'll go anywhere from the low end to the high end, like a PC. Their own will be somewhere in the middle and pretty strong, I'm sure. It'll have an Xbox mode. So the Xbox will be the only hybrid. It'll have an Xbox mode that is locked down console stuff. That's fully back compat. And then they'll have the PC mode that lets you go into stores, but probably not full Windows, because then you might be able to hack the Xbox side of things, and they really don't want that because they haven't been hacked since the Xbox One came out. Yeah. PlayStation, I think, will just have PlayStation games. They might do a PC launcher at some point, still have their games everywhere because no one's stupid enough to not be on Steam and everything anymore. But they will have a handheld that will probably have PS4 back compat on everything. We'll see on the low power mode. I know everyone keeps saying low power mode is going to do the handheld thing. It's like, but you're still, low power mode is still like 110, 120 watts. Like, and your handheld's going to be 30 at the most. So we'll see. But then it could have compatibility with more basic, easy to run PS6 stuff and PS5 games that patch themselves to have a mobile mode and stuff like that. And they'll have their box. I don't know they'd do a Pro again, but maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
And they'll be on AMD, Amethyst, and PSSR will be a footnote in history like many things.
No, not the pisser. It's my favorite thing.
I love the shimmering.
Love it. Can't get enough of it. Yeah, no, I think Jesse's right on the money, man. I think the Steam machine will exist and it will serve the audience that is deeply into that marketplace. And yes, like
big audience.
Steam Deck. Yeah. I think Xbox, you're going to have an open machine, an OEM, and I think, it's going to do what it's going to do. And, it's going to be able to run all the launchers. I don't know how expensive this thing's going to be, but they keep on saying high premium, right?
They said it about the Series X as well. They called it the same thing, but when the default is Xbox mode, that's where most casuals are going to be anyways, which they know.
Yeah. So, I'm concerned about that. Well, I'm concerned about all the price tags, to be honest. But then PlayStation 6, here's the thing I've been preaching on the trophy room. Man, you got to really sell me on this thing. I like my PS5. I like my PS5.
And your PS5 is going to get games for a decade or more.
Yeah. It's going to be doing the job for me, man. Like it, I got the Pro to get the Pro because I run a PlayStation show, but I can tell you, it's truly not worth the money. So the PlayStation 6 can't just offer me, oh, this game's prettier, oh, this is 4K, actually 60 FPS. You got to do something a bit out there.
What do you mean? The PS5 Pro, you don't have to choose modes anymore. That was the sales pitch. Remember, you don't have to choose a mode. It gets you the best of quality and performance.
That was definitely the pitch.
Yeah. So what is it, like 12 modes in one of the games now that they just put out, like Yote, I think.
Yeah. Yes. There's like a VRR mode or whatever. But yeah, no. So like you're gonna have a PlayStation that plays PlayStation games, and yeah, I think the handheld I'm way more optimistic on. That's the thing that actually gets me in the door and has me excited. That is actually like if you had to go, Joe, you get a PS6 right now or a PlayStation handheld. I am choosing the PlayStation handheld. I'm selling my Steam machine. Yeah, depending on the price. I'm selling my Steam Deck for it. Right, I'm selling at that point. Yes, that is because it's the ecosystem I want. And, as a proud member of the PlayStation Portal community, PP for short, but we're tall in our minds.
It was a very successful device.
Yeah. And I think that goes to show that there is a segment in that audience that really wants a dedicated thing that they can actually take everywhere. So I think where there's a will, there's an engineer that's going to make it that. So I think we're going to have... I think that is going to be their thing. It's like, hey, we copied Nintendo. Shh. And I hope that's the case, right? So I think that's where we're at. I think Microsoft's a hybrid machine that plays PC games. I think PlayStation's going to be a hybrid machine that you take on the go. And I think the Steam machine's going to serve an audience that is, they believe is there. And I think it's going to serve as a way of getting that Steam OS into more places. So yeah,
The biggest Steam's biggest issue is anti-cheat, and the only way to fix it is to lock down Linux, which is the opposite of the point of Linux. So I don't know how they can fix it.
I mean,
they did come out and say they were willing to talk with a lot of different people, and they were stuff on their side.
They're hopeful, but like you just look at what was it, the Titanfall Battle Royale? I can't remember the friggin' name of it. Apex Legends had Linux
Apex
support.
Legends,
couldn't get the Linux support to work the way they wanted, and just gave up a while ago. Like it just it's not an easy problem to solve, because the whole point of Linux is how open it is compared to Windows, which will cut you off at the kernel level and stuff.
Yeah. And I think, again, that's why Jesse's like, this machine serves a particular sect of players that play Steam. Like, when I get the Steam machine, my first thing isn't booting up Arc Raiders. It is probably booting up something like Hades 2. Right? It's, for me, like, that machine speaks to me for the small weird indies that I can't play on PlayStation. So like your games like Peak, that's where a Steam machine really intrigues me. It's not on the, hey, I'm gonna install mods to put, I don't know, boobs on my Arc Raider or every arc in Arc.
Have your nude Chun-Li mod for Street Fighter and accidentally
100%.
use it at a tournament.
Oh gosh, I can't believe that happened. Let me give a quick shout out to Cal's L. Shout out to you, Cal's L. One, for gifting 5 XEP memberships. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Second, I love your name, Cal's L, because my dog's name is Callie-L, after Kal-El. So I really appreciate you. My dog, who I brought up on the screen twice now, she's Callie-L.
She's gotten so big, dude. That's ridiculous.
She's gotten big. She's gotten real big. Yeah, she used to fit in my arm. Yeah.
She's a big. How much does she weigh?
She's, I think, almost 30 pounds now. Yeah, I'm talking about you, sweet girl.
Okay. All right. So she's at Abby like level. Okay.
Yeah. She's a cutie. She wants her.
They
lunch.
wouldn't be
That's what
friends. Abby's obnoxious.
Yeah. Well, Callie-L is a sweetheart.
Abby's always are.
Her. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Yes, we are going to get you some food soon. But yeah, I appreciate the gifted subs, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sincerely. So, I got so derailed, but just by the appreciation. Oh, Linux, open source. For me, the Steam machine, Joe, is accessing the PlayStation library that I don't do easily right now. Like if I'm building my Steam library, essentially I'm waiting for Spider-Man 2 to go on big sale, like big sale. You know what I mean? Because I'm playing through all this stuff. I want something under my TV rather that plays these games. That's what I want.
That would be the next Xbox as well.
It will be, though. That's the thing, is I know the Steam Deck and I know the Steam machine. And I know they talk, but I also know my Xbox, and I know the next box will have it. So I'm fingers crossed that we find out soon.
But that is why people always they want to pit Steam against Xbox and PlayStation. It's like Steam really likes Windows. That's where they make most of their money. They're building up their own thing just because that's how they think and how they are as a company. They like openness, but also the Steam machine can run Windows. They don't care. But that's also another reason why they wouldn't subsidize it heavily. This
is our last question, unless something big comes up. Do you anticipate seeing anything about the next Xbox or next PlayStation at the Game Awards the way we saw for the Series X?
No. The whole industry's RAM and price craze stuff might have pushed some time frames back a bit.
I think it did too, man.
Even for the Steam machine.
Yeah.
Because they might have all their parts now. But when they do another batch, prices might go up.
Yep. Yeah, I worry about that too.
Which, truthfully, I don't hate, because I am,
I don't mind it.
I could spend more time with my PS5. Truthfully, it don't bother me at all.
The series, the Xbox being such a shift in the platform is cool, and I'm in for it. But I do want them to keep doing more work to make the OS experience on PC feel like console, which is their goal.
Yeah. He's muted. Is Luke muted?
I was typing. I didn't want you to have to hear that keyboard. That's all. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate both of you for joining me in here in Logan's absence for the good conversations. I'm grateful to the many people that came out and hung out with us as well. Jesse, I know you have irons in the fire. I know that Xbox Era's got some things they've got going on. Is there anything you would like to talk about or tease before we log off here?
Doing reviews on a Game Pass game. Always fun. John's got another one. He's doing Dome Keeper. I'm doing Death Howl. So keep an eye out for those next week when there's 4 Game Pass games dropping on Tuesday. We don't have the other 2. Outside of that, we'll have our Game of the Year stuff later this month. But the big thing is, obviously, we got Console Wars, the card game, directly behind me somewhere. And we'll be on in about 4 hours or so for our own show. So see us there.
And I will tell you right now that Console Wars, the card game, it's fantastic. I own 2 copies. Actually, I own a copy. I gifted a copy to one of my students, and they play. I know that those kids play. And it's a good stocking stuffer. So just throwing that out.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Moran,
Yeah.
do you have anything on your deck of cards you'd like to share?
I mean, listen, you can find me everywhere. The Trophy Room PlayStation Podcast. You know me. We're gonna be streaming the Keeley Awards. When's that? Thursday night?
Yep, we'll be doing that too.
Eastern?
Mostly just we have to write up a bunch of freaking articles.
It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. We're going to be dazed, confused, but hopefully even more excited for all the games that show up. Like Bloodborne 2. Someone told me Bloodborne 2, that's that door. And you know what? I choose to believe it.
It's called Duskbloods. Switch 2 only.
That's why I got this thing. Duskbloods, let's go. And and me and Luke's mom are going to have a nice fancy date later on. So I won't be able to make it to Xbox Era, but,
Take her along. Nick's handsome. He'll probably steal it from you.
We're going to Longhorn. She's going to get a nice T-bone steak. And that's not the only bone that's going to be
split right down the middle.
I hate you.
Me and Luke's mom Mr. Babbitt, you know where. He goes, I have kids that watch. What kids?
StreamYard has a soundboard now. You need to get the Anakin, I hate you, in there.
I probably do. I can't believe you. All right.
Well, bad. It's a lovely date.
Well,
you want to go to Outback or Longhorn?
My name's Luke Lohr. You can find me in Arc Raiders, ready for that expedition, all leveled up. Took down a queen again this morning. Didn't get the achievement because they're broken. I do absolutely appreciate everybody that has jumped in, supported us live, hit the like button. If you dropped a super chat, thank you as well. If you gifted subs, we appreciate you. If you are watching the show, you are fantastic, and we appreciate you. Support the creators that are out there making content you enjoy. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Take care.